In this really important video, I'm going to talk you through the key product characteristics that you need to identify, and indeed the things you need to avoid when you're selecting your products. Now, this is an absolute cornerstone video of the course, so do make sure you get it, and I'll make sure you've got detailed notes available as well. So what we need to do is to establish our product criteria. We need to set the ground rules for the types of for the characteristics of the products that we're going to sell. And in doing this, we'll hopefully miss an awful lot of major pitfalls. The idea is to, as much as possible, eliminate risk and problems by being very selective about the products you sell in the first place. So I want to establish from the outset what you should not sell and what you should avoid. The whole idea is to eliminate a whole swathe of products first, so that when you come to start selecting category areas and then products within those, it's very easy to eliminate a whole swathe of things and save yourself a huge amount of time and avoid a whole scale of problems that otherwise you'll come across. So let's look at the first thing. And the first thing is that size matters. Now, you need something that is going to be small and light, ideally under 2 pounds. This makes it very easy for Amazon to store and to then package and send on to your customer. Being easy to send in the post is a key criteria because Amazon delivers products with Amazon Prime the next day, and this is one of the key selling points of working closely with Amazon. The other issue, of course, is it shouldn't be delicate. So I think China teapots and glass vases may not be at the top of your product list. Let's keep things generic, okay? You shouldn't be picking out any branded products, because the idea is that we're going to take some of these generic products and turn them into your own branded products in due course of time. That's something that's very easy to do in conjunction with manufacturers, so avoid selling other people's brands. Seasonality is not a good thing, so avoid seasonal products. Now, that's just my opinion, but the last thing you want to do is have a whole stack of Christmas trees to sell on New Year's Day. Sales pricing matters. Now, what I mean by this is the actual price that your item will sell in the Amazon marketplace. You want to avoid anything that's under $5, and you might even go higher than that, because it's very difficult to make a substantial amount of profit if you have to sell thousands and thousands of an item because you're only making 10 cents profit on a 50-cent item. So I would suggest you start at the sort of $5 to $40 range. Now, clearly, the higher you go, the more stock you're going to have to invest in. Bearing in mind, obviously, your purchase price is going to be a fraction of that, but nonetheless, it does become more expensive. And in time, once you've built up your business and your capital, then maybe you can move to products that retail for as much as $200. But think about this pricing both in terms of your in cost for what your products are going to cost you from your manufacturers, and how much margin you can make on an individual sale of one item when you sell it, which is the sale price element of the equation. So those two factors are very important. And if you start too small, it's difficult to make money. And if you start too big, you have too much capital tied up. Fads and novelties are to be avoided. So don't go for anything that happens to be the kids' latest favorite toy. Avoid new products or new inventions that haven't got a proven market. And certainly avoid novelty items because they just don't have a sustainable long-term business element to them. Try to find products where you can minimize your liabilities. So if there's something which is potentially dangerous or hazardous, such as something a child might swallow or something basic like a knife or a gun, then the chances of your customer doing something stupid with it and then trying to blame it on you and sue you for it are always going to exist. So the more you can go for simple, safe products, the better. So always think about the potential liability of a product when you're trying to select it for your product list. Simple is better. Go for something with minimal or ideally no moving parts. It's a lot less to go wrong and you'll get a lot less in the way of product returns. High quality products are also essential. If we're going to go and create a high quality brand where you're going to go for premium pricing, you need to make sure that the products you're selling are top quality. Don't compromise on this, and this will mean that you're going to have to acquire samples from manufacturers before you contract with them, and you're going to have to rigorously test the item yourself to satisfy yourself that it doesn't have any with defects or problems in the manufacturing process, or it's made from inferior materials. Consumables are good. Things that people use all the time and need to buy more of are great. However, avoid anything with a limited shelf life. So if you want to get a new Hoover bag, because people are using Hoover bags all the time, vacuum cleaner bags, that's fine. But don't get, I would avoid things like food or things that are going to go off, because obviously the risk of not selling them and then ending up with stock on the shelves in Amazon that you can't sell because it's past the sell-by date is something that's just easily avoidable, and therefore you should avoid it. Let's come back to what you're passionate about. Okay, one of the great advantages here is if you're passionate about it, other people will be too. If you can find products that are related to a hobby, such as hunting or some sort of form of collecting, then people will buy emotionally, particularly if it's got a relatively low ticket price, and you're likely to get more sales. Things like DIY, or indeed with everyday necessities, where people will see an item that they're going to use every day, really like it, and they won't think too hard about spending $20 or $30 on an item that's going to enhance the quality of life, or frankly, that they just get excited about. So that's it for an overview of product characteristics. It's a really important area, and you need to keep these criteria firmly in mind when you go on to start screening out and trying to select the products that you want to sell in Amazon. I'll see you in the next video.